We back. This is John Kelly with John Kelly Fitness. I hope everybody had a great weekend. These videos are going to be Monday through Friday most of the times unless something crazy comes up and I can't do it. But I'm going to fit this one in today. And we're going to continue on insulin because I went over a little bit of the hormone insulin, but I didn't get into why it is fundamental to fat loss. So when insulin is in your bloodstream after you eat the carbohydrates we talked about last week, and the fats and the protein, but more so the carbohydrates, your body cannot burn fat. All it can do is store things. Insulin is a storage hormone. Insulin is released to shuttle sugars, glucose, amino acids, and fatty acids into your cell. So when it's in your bloodstream, you're not going to burn any fat. That's why when you sleep at night, you burn fat. You're not doing anything, so you don't need carbohydrates, and your insulin levels drop. So then you begin to burn fat. That's why sleep is very important for fat loss. So you're eating, your insulin levels are raised continuously if you eat every 3 hours. I know that's been said a lot. Eat a bunch of small meals. And you can still do that depending on what you're eating for your snacks and stuff. But even better if you can go a long period of time without eating anything. 5 to 7 hours. 6 hours is good during the day. And if you can also fit your eating into a 12-hour period. So say you get up at 7 in the morning, you eat your breakfast, make it a high-fat breakfast, moderate protein, low carbohydrate. You go 6 hours, you eat at 1 o'clock, then you eat again at 7 o'clock, and you continue to eat the high-fat, moderate protein, low carbohydrate, with your carbohydrates mainly coming from vegetables, fibrous vegetables. And that will allow your body to regain the insulin sensitivity that you're missing, and that is keeping the body fat on you. And it'll also make you feel better. Your energy levels will be better. Today I got up, I had breakfast at 7:30. I didn't eat until 2 o'clock, and I felt fine. I didn't feel lightheaded. I didn't feel like I had low energy. I actually felt really good. And since I've been eating this way, I haven't had any arrhythmias on my heart. Sometimes I have heart arrhythmias, PVCs, premature ventricular contractions, and that's when I can tell that my body's out of balance. So I went back to this high-fat diet, and I started to see great results. I'm getting leaner, I'm feeling better, and my hormones are better. And I can just tell you from my own experience that it works really well. The only problem is you can't eat a lot of sugar, but after you stop eating sugar every 3 hours, you start not to crave it as much, and it helps with fat loss. So insulin levels are down, you're eating a lot of fat. I know that goes against everything you've probably ever learned. Fat gives you heart disease. It's not true. You can research it. There's copious amounts of information out there that talks about why fat is good for you. Sugar is actually the bad thing because it causes insulin resistance, which leads to a host of other problems, and it leads to inflammation, systemic inflammation. So that will lead to all sorts of food allergies, that will lead to all sorts of aches and pains, and that will lead to you not feeling good. So if you keep your blood sugar in a nice even keel, you keep your insulin on the sensitive side and not on the resistant side, you will lose fat. Your hormones will work. So when you can't lose weight, or more specifically fat, it's not because you are not working out enough. It's not because you need to eat less. It's probably that you're not eating the right things in the right proportions, and you're probably not getting enough sleep. The hierarchy of health should be, in my opinion, nutrition as the foundation, sleep right above nutrition, and then training. Training is stressful. So if you're already stressed and you add more stress to the stress, you're not going to see results. Your body is going to fight against you and not work for you. You want your body to work for you. So you want to give your body what it needs. And what it needs is energy, but energy in the form of fat as opposed to sugar. Because sugar, again, can cause a lot of health problems when it comes to insulin resistance. I'm not saying never to have sugar. I had a little bit of ice cream and brownie this weekend with my family, but I made sure I had steak before that, broccoli, and chicken wings. So I got a lot of fat, I got a little bit of protein, and then I had a small amount of sugar. The fats and the proteins will actually slow the insulin response. So that's another technique you can use when you want to eat some sugar. So the main points I want to get across today are, if you're having trouble losing weight or you're getting tired after you eat meals and you're craving sweets, then you're probably insulin resistant. If you're insulin resistant, you can fix that by consuming more fat. Fats in the form of meats. Fatty meats, grass-fed would be better because it has a better fatty acid profile. Avocado, oils, olive oil. You want to avoid vegetable oils. Those are going to wreak havoc on your body. So you want to avoid those. But you can have olive oil, you can have coconut oil. You want to eat a lot of vegetables along with this. You want to get a lot of fiber, some fruit, moderate amounts of protein. Protein can go through a process called gluconeogenesis, where it turns from amino acids into glucose if you eat too much of it. And your body likes to do that when it needs sugar when you're working out hard. That comes to my next point. If you're somebody that trains hard, you're going to need more sugar than someone who's sedentary. So if you're sedentary, you can get by with basically no sugar other than vegetables, and you can see great results. But if you're somebody that does CrossFit or jiu-jitsu or another sport, especially endurance sports, you can kind of get by on ketones, but that's a subject for another video. But something that's high intensity, you're going to need some carbohydrates. So you can have carbohydrates as long as you eat them around your workouts. So if you know you're going to work out in the morning, you can have some carbohydrates before and after. Even during your workout is great because it keeps cortisol lower when you're working out. So you want to have your carbohydrates around your workout. You don't want to have them later on in the evening. So if you have them around your workout, your body uses them and puts them back into your glycogen stores a lot better. It raises your blood sugar because you drop your blood sugar when you train. And if you just eat fats and you do a hard workout, you're going to bonk, as we call it, and you're going to get lightheaded. Then you know that your glycogen stores are pretty much depleted, your blood sugar's low, and you can consume some starchy carbohydrates. Just make sure you add in the vegetables for fiber. Okay? We'll talk more about this because this is something that can't be said enough. And we will cover some other subjects this week. I hope you like this video. I'm trying to keep them short, but this is a lot of information. And you guys need the information if you're going to make good decisions. So I'll see you guys soon. Like, share, subscribe. I appreciate you guys. And if you have any questions, hit me up down below.